23rd of August. Welcome everyone to the program. This is your Frontier Opening Bell. Just a quick run through some of the markets on the African continent yesterday, and it's all finishing line in the red. 5 major markets we cover. Aside those on the ticker tape, the markets were largely in negative 33. That was in sympathy with the rest of the world, in where equities started the week on a back footing yesterday. There are concerns about inflation, recession, higher interest rates in developed markets, and whether the global economy is slowing down. So you can just see the numbers all the way through from Nigeria to the BRVM in Cote d'Ivoire, to the GSE in South Africa. The Egyptian market started Sunday on a positive note, went backward 0.1% on Monday, and then you've got the Nairobi bourse down by roughly 2%. There are serious concerns about what the political future looks like for Kenya, considering the contest that Raila Odinga, one of the leading contenders, is bringing forward against William Ruto. The incumbent deputy president declared the winner of the August 9th presidential election. Angola, Africa's second largest oil producer, will be going to the polls tomorrow, and that is going to be a major one for this oil producing or rich hydrocarbon economy. So keep an eye on that. Tomorrow we'll keep you updated all through the week on the Angolan election and what it means for the economy moving forward. So let's talk about the East African top headline stories. Tanzania, Burundi, and Rwanda says hydroelectrical projects nears 95% completion between the three countries, part of infrastructure sharing that has been preached by a number of institutions such as the DFI. Share infrastructure across the border and neighboring countries that will help catalyze and make infrastructure development faster on the African continent. Electricity, road, rail, bridges, and every other such big ticket infrastructure could be shared. And Tanzania says it's inviting bids for the 367 kilometers Uvinza-Gitega SGR line to Burundi. And Kenya oil marketers are complaining, and they're warning, actually, that fuel shortages could return if the outstanding fuel subsidies is not paid. That's in the region of 25 billion shillings. And economists are forecasting higher inflation for Africa over the next 2 years. Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, and Kenya among the top 4 countries where inflation is expected to reach as high as 18% this year, before decelerating to about 14.6% in 2023. A few countries are an exception: Angola, Rwanda, as well as Zambia. So let's cross to East Africa and check in with West Africa, where some of the big stories coming through relates to Nigeria. Looking tomorrow to float its own energy transition plan. It's a very huge event happening tomorrow, Wednesday, the 24th of August. Keep an eye on that. And foreigners are exiting Nigeria's stock market, 11.4% in the first 7 months of this year. They've taken roughly 140 billion naira out of the market January to July on the back of scarcity of foreign exchange. And Zambia, Minister for Commerce, was in Lagos, Nigeria, a few days ago, and is seeking the support of the Dangote Industries group to support Zambia in building a fertilizer facility that will help boost food production in the Southern African economy. The team, led by the Zambia's Minister for Commerce, was supported by other officials of the Zambian government. An emerging Africa Infrastructure Fund has gotten an A2 rating and a stable outlook from Moody Investor Services as one of the vehicles used on the African continent to pool resources, local and international, to support infrastructure across the borders. And the Bank of Ghana is increasing its oversight of foreign exchange bureaus, what you call bureau de change, in Nigeria, because of the cedi and the exchange rate. The cedi's lost about 35% so far this year against the US dollar. Take it straight to Southern Africa. Some earnings are still on the board, but again, it's looking very interesting between Telkom and MTN. MTN says it's still in a bid to take over Telkom, in which Telkom is already bidding for Rain Telecommunication, in which MTN is also bidding. So the shares of Telkom went up 5% yesterday. The whole takeover bid is still anyone's guess how it will be sorted out moving forward. The Chinese, the United Arab Emirates, the EU, South African companies are all being shortlisted for that port upgrade in Durban, 100 billion rand. That's the figure. And everyone is pitching in to be part of that port upgrade. Durban Port is one of the biggest and the most active on the African continent. ShopRite says it's gotten about 3.5 billion rand funding support in terms of loan for green projects. The level of green projects bond has been decreasing around the world, according to a report published yesterday by S&P Research and Insights. That report shows $111 billion so far this year in green bond issuances in the second quarter of the year, in April to June. That's the second quarter. In the first quarter, the figure was as high as $135 billion, a bit of a deceleration on the back of fears of a recession, inflation, and interest rates. That was the story you can find online from Standard & Poor's. Then Zimbabwe's diaspora remittances, roughly around $800 million in the first few months of this year, is now being fingered by analysts and economists such as Eddie Cross in Harare as a major FX inflow for the administration of President Emerson Mnangagwa in Zimbabwe. And then Invictus Energy says it's now set for September to start drilling for oil and gas in Zimbabwe. Let's see how that goes. So let's sum it up in North Africa, by the way, with Emirati investments in Egypt jumps to $1.9 billion in the first half of the 2021-2022 fiscal period. Arab Monetary Fund is forecasting that economic growth in Morocco will be just 1% this year. And Barclays Bank from the UK is keeping an eye on Morocco, is looking for an expansion into this very key North African economy, while Sudan is offering more oil blocks in its auction to a Russian company. In the meantime, you've got the Russian Deputy Energy Minister and his team holding a meeting with the top executives, including the Executive Chairman of the African Energy Chamber, NJ Ayuk, in South Africa. That particular meeting is part of the conversation towards the Africa Energy Week, which will be taking place in October, middle of October, October 18th to 21st in Cape Town. Russia is now listening very carefully to the African story and using the advocacy group, the Africa Energy Chamber. That is already also in the news overnight. So we just want to bring that up to you. So keep an eye on all the big energy stories, including Nigeria's energy transition event. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. local time, you can go online and join that particular huge global event, the unveiling of Nigeria's energy transition plan ahead of the COP27 summit in Cairo, Egypt, later this year, also in the month of October. That's the show this morning. Thanks for watching. I am Bosin Nomofaye. Go online, watch the show again. Go on our Twitter account, on our social media, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram. You can also subscribe to the video, as well as all our other shows and programming that we cover live on the channel at Frontier Africa Reports. Our YouTube is free. Have a great day.